Do your thing. Anyway, I want to introduce our very special guest. You know, we usually do our intro. So tonight in the studio, Angie, I just don't want to bombard you too much, but tonight in the studio we have Dazzle, DJ Dazzle from Rhythm Cast Music. We have Shamari. Shamari, say goodnight.
Good night. Good night.
Shamari KRL, yes.
Just say good night.
And then we have Super K in the building.
Good night.
So everybody's on screen there, and then we have you there, right?
What kind of after 11 radio voice was that, bro?
All right, Angie. So I'm going to do your intro right now. So for those of you who don't know, good night again. Angie Maya isn't just making music. She is making moves. We have some music playing for her in the background here. Hailing from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Angie Maya, real name Angelique, is the unapologetic voice of a new generation with tracks like Wasteman, Jam Day, that's one of my favorites, Single, and her fiery new release, Curry. She brings raw energy, fierce confidence, and island swagger to every beat. Angie doesn't follow trends, she sets them, and her sound is bold and unique. Good night, everybody. We want to say good night to Angie in the building. Well, she's not here. She's not in the building, but she's here. How you doing, darling?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're great. So,
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So we've been listening to your music for quite some time. I want to say that. And I know I don't like to say green artist. I hate to say that term. But tell us a bit more about yourself for people who don't know who you are.
Well, I'm a new on the scene soca artist from St. Vincent. Professionally doing music since 2017. Initially, I started with R&B, but we live in a very soca-dominated culture. And I had a very good friend, big up Bosswell Records, big up Rashid, Sutherland, Rajiv, aka Sarah. They would have done a great job in convincing me to try soca. And I did for the first time last year, and the reception was immaculate. So, I mean, I have been enjoying the role. I've been enjoying the roller coaster as it comes. And I have to say, sometimes you may be afraid to try something. And then as soon as you just dip a pinky inside of it, you find you love it. So, like, that's where I am. That's where I'm at right now.
And I always ask this question. By the end of this interview, what are 3 things you want people to remember you for? By the end of this interview.
My charismatic personality, my voice, my music, my presence. At least they should remember the name Angie Maya.
Definitely. So
Yeah.
Angie, do you watch Chubble?
I'm sorry?
Do you watch the show Watch Trouble? Or is this your
No.
first time? Okay.
Very
So now I have
first
to
time.
explain to you. All right, so you're a virgin, so I'm going to explain it to you. So we play a game called This or That, where we ask several questions. I'll give you an example. The first example is sugar or salt, and you choose which
Oh my
one.
God. Okay.
So
No,
sugar or
no.
salt. This is an
Okay.
example. Sugar or salt.
Salt.
Why salt?
It plays with your tongue.
Okay. So see, I could ask that question. I could ask a question after that, or I can move on to the next question.
Okay.
So, good fellas, I have 11. I'm going to try and make it quick, and then you guys could all jump in at a point in time, okay? So, I'm just putting it out there.
What an odd number. 11.
So, sunset or sparrow?
Sunset.
Raga or power?
Rago.
Why?
Melody.
Okay. But, yeah, you sound, yeah, I've heard it. Fresh set or fresh bundle?
Fresh what?
Fresh set, as in new nails, or fresh bundle?
Fresh
Which one?
bundle. Fresh bundle.
Shein and Fashion Nova or a local boutique?
Shein and Fashion Nova.
Okay. Soca Monarch or private show and bed?
Oof. Uh, wait.
She's like, you gotta answer this properly.
Oh, private show and bed.
It took a while.
Wow.
Why private show and bed over Soca Monarch?
Um, don't get me wrong. I love to be out. I love to mix and mingle. But I kind of like my alone time to just like
Okay.
reset and just gather back myself before I'm ready again. I need a reset every day.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Mainland or grenadines?
Grenadines,
What's your favorite grenadine?
Beckway,
That's like a duh, right? Curry chicken or curry goat?
goat.
Okay, okay. Singing or songwriting?
I can't choose both.
No, you have to choose one.
Okay, songwriting.
Okay, okay. Introvert or extrovert? I think you answered that already, though.
Yeah, introvert.
Yeah. USA or UK?
USA.
Okay. Fet or all inclusive?
All inclusive.
Okay. The field is open, fellas.
All right, let me see.
It's Chill's week. Go first now.
You're right. All right. After party food, right? Demos or KFC?
Demos.
I like her.
Let's keep her.
Long flight or long drive?
Drive, long drive.
Why drive over flight?
You get to take in more of the scenery. I'm a sunset girl, so I like the conversation,
No pun intended.
the scenery, and but yeah, I prefer the drive over a long flight any day.
Okay.
Got you.
River lime or beach lime?
River.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah, I'm a river girly. Jump
I can see
stone. Yeah, used to that.
Okay. We have some in the some questions in the audience as well. There we go with them. Stilettos or flats?
Ooh,
Flats.
interesting.
Love it.
I will wear the stilettos to the event, but when it comes to the party time, those off.
It makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty mass or stink and dirty?
Think and dirty. It'll be pretty much for like the first 15 minutes while I'm observing the crowd, and then after that, anything goes.
Okay.
Someone asks big boops or big booty? I think the big boobs are the big booty.
Bro.
Then they ask chow mein or ramen.
You could look in the comment section and see
And see
exactly
who
who
it
asked
is.
these questions. I think you have an idea of who might
Who
be
it would
asking
be.
these questions.
Russian, big up yourself.
Oh my God.
Russian, big up yourself. Big up.
God, this poor
That's my
woman.
manager, yeah. That's my manager in the comments. Oh my God.
Fellas, go ahead. Take a stab.
Red man or dark man?
Whoa.
Black.
Why? I want to know. You tell me to take a stop.
The
Why?
blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
All right.
Sounds like I really want to keep her.
Very serious question, Anna. Curry chicken or stew chicken?
Curry chicken.
She's like, duh.
I mean, this ingredients are all.
All right, I have one. It's Sunday dinner. You have two houses to go to. One house make pillau and one have roast breadfruit and saltfish. Which one you going?
Roast breadfruit and saltfish.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
She was doing so good.
Wow.
Marby or sorrow?
Mobby. Using the bark, not the syrup, the bark. So I could taste a little bit of the
Yes,
bitterness in it. Yeah.
yes.
You make me married soup then I'm happy.
It's all right. Life is about compromise.
Agony
It's all
711 said Bungie or Marshall.
Marshall.
I'm going to say Skinny or Problem.
Skinny.
Maggie or Casper G.
What are you doing? What are you doing to me?
Big brother's watching you.
Can I plead the fifth?
No, you have to pick one.
Yeah, pick one.
What we say, what we say, what we say. Casper J. Wait. I sing this song in my head. Wait. I love this sort of music. I'm not gonna lie, but Maggie, I say Maggie.
Okay. Maggie, if you're watching, because you in the group chat, she passed. Oh, one last one. Patrice or Nyla?
Patrice,
Okay.
love Patrice.
Not so raw said roast chicken or roast pork.
Roast chicken with some bay on it.
Wow.
That's different. Watch how he watch around.
No, but when they put it on it, they just slap the beef on it. And then try the sauce. I don't know how you do it.
No, you have to put your finger in the hole, shake up the bay, and spray it all over it.
Put your finger in the hole. Yeah, hold it. Oh, you hear what she said? Put your finger in the hole.
If you didn't put your finger in the hole, you won't spray.
Yeah.
I'm not asking that.
You have to wake up the drink. You have to wake it up.
I like that.
Explosion. Yes, man.
That's an artist, boy. That is artist.
And this is where we end the
That is artist.
That's true just now.
That is artist.
That's
That is
promo there.
artist. That is artist. Rashid, that's our song, yeah? That's our song, yeah? Make that into a tune, please.
Lord, Angie, how do you feel, darling? You've just completed this or that. How are you feeling? Good?
I'm good. Behind my ears hurting from all the laughing.
That's the whole point.
Tell her the iPad boy.
So, fellas, I'm telling you now, I have 10 questions, but you guys can interject at any given time. The field will be open.
I just want
Right?
to point out the comment from GMGT.LIVE in the chat.
What is the comment?
No, just look at it. Just look at your chat. I'm not saying that.
Oh, my God.
That's what you seen, what I seen, right?
I see what you're saying.
Come on, man.
I see what you're saying.
Come on.
This has been a very
Come on.
active
Oh, my
comment
God.
section.
I can't see. Oh, I can't see.
And they say Vincy people don't back down from nobody, eh?
Oh, my God.
You know, see it?
No, I'm
right,
I'm not saying it. So, what inspired your songs that you've done so far, especially Curry, which we have playing in the background? We're gonna play that soon.
So Curry came up in a group session that we had at the studio. So I'm a great writer alone. I can't write with other people around. So for me to write and come up with my songs, I have to be isolated. That's how I write. However, this one particular session, there were about 5 of us, I think, in the studio session, and we had the beat on repeat, trying to come up with concepts. So we just throwing out thought after thought after thought, and then Rajiv, he started. He was like, Kadina. And I did it. I was like, Kadina. And then Rashid hyping up when, whenever stuff like this starts, Rashid is always the hype man behind it. Rashid's like, yeah, that sound good. And then the Kadina, that turned into the chorus that you guys had. And then I had to eventually take a break from the group because, like I said, I can't write around other people. So after we came up with the chorus, which is the you want to eat that right, after we came up with that chorus part, I went outside in the porch from everybody else to finish the writing of the song. So that is how that Curry song came about.
So I have a very serious question with that congregation of brainstorming, right? Who was the hungry one?
What do you mean?
Outer Sarah and Rashid. Which one is the hungry one?
Hungry.
Yeah. Because it's not the first time. Remember they talk about eating cat first time? Now we're talking about curry. So which one is the hungry one?
I mean, I could pick one, but it's all them love nyam. So,
Cheese
so.
and
Yo.
Rashid said he threatened to delete your music.
He always doing that. One
Big
wrong
Rashid
comment. I'm
and
going to
Sarah.
delete all the songs. Well, whatever, bro.
Do you want to play her music and then we go back into the
Yeah, we can do
conversation?
that. We can do that.
So we want the audience to be familiarized with your music because I'm quite sure they know who it is. But now we have the face. I want everybody to put it together. So we're gonna play a compilation and come back and continue the interview. Okay? Angie, darling, how do you feel? Like when you hear your music, how does it make you feel? Keep it real. How you really feel?
I can't cuss. I can't cuss on it.
I do it
It,
softly.
it makes me feel like I'm really her.
Okay. So basically a different personality. Because I was watching your facial expressions. That's why I asked that question. Like, did you have a moment like, did I really sing that? Like, am I really saying that? Is that what goes through it? Yeah, because you gave that facial expression.
Because if you meet me in person, I am very until I'm like comfortable, right?
Got
So
you.
the only persons who like would really know me are people who like are around me majority of the time. But like somebody you just meet like that, very closed off, don't really talk much until like we already established like, yeah, I could be way wrong you.
No, and I'll be honest with you. I've noticed the evolution from when you first came out based on the videos and compared to now is a huge difference in my opinion. So I would say you're evolving, you're getting in touch into a different side, which is noticeable. So I would say that's a positive. Keep it up. Keep going. Keep going.
Thank you.
Here's my You're welcome. So the question I have to ask now. As an upcoming female artist in the industry, what are some challenges you've experienced so far?
So soca is a very male dominated genre of music. So as a female artist, you are always going to have the most competition coming from the guys. And let me tell you, I know females can sing, right? But I have met men who can sing. And like I'm a good writer, but I've also met great writers. I've met people who could come up with stuff just like that. Sarah, for example, Rashid, for example, those guys are very smart. Well, I wanted to say, I can't say, but they're extremely smart and they're extremely like quick with it. So I always find myself having to, I have to make sure that I am like that, like I'm there too with them all the time so that I could keep up with how fast the soca scene is changing. Because, for example, the power soca in Vincy, when you hear it coming from the men, is very like, like it's very like in your
Aggressive.
face.
Right.
Aggressive,
Yeah, and I'm not that type of person, but because that is what I have to more or less compete with, I have to make sure that whatever I put out can stand up with that. So, I mean, that is one that I would say that is one like a struggle. But like I said, the more I do it, the better I get at it. Apart from that, in terms of like being a female, you don't get as much support as the men do. I
Okay.
hate
You
to admit
honest.
it, but it's the truth. But so far, the support that I've gotten from both the male and the females, it has been really good. So I can't knock it because I'm still new on the scene, and there are people who've been in the soca industry for years who have not um made the impact that I have, for lack of better word. I don't want to, shade or anything like
No,
that,
no, no,
but like
just facts. He's speaking
for
facts.
right. So for example, last year I was selected to enter into the Soca Raga Soca Monarch finals. And mind you, this is not something I plan to do. I just sent in this song as a fluke. Everybody was like, Angie, you going in for Raga Soca? I was like, nah, I ain't going in for Raga Soca, da 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 da. And then the day before the deadline, like the Soca cutoff deadline, I just sent in this song. I was like, what's the worst that could happen? And then the night, I'm in my bed, and then my phone started blowing up. Girl, you get selected for the finals. I go on Facebook, Angie name on the list. I was like,
Big, that's big, that's big.
so I mean, there have been people who have been trying to like get on the scene in that way who have not
Yes.
been able to do so. And for somebody who just come in and get you off like just like that, I'm not going to complain. And I will complain. But the only thing is, for such a male dominated field, it's the competitiveness is like really tight. So I always have to make sure I up my game all the time. So the songs I have last year and the songs that I have coming out this year, they cannot be the same because I have
No,
to
it
make
makes
sure my
sense.
music is up to par.
So I'm gonna continue with the statement. Do you find it to be tricky as a female now in St. Vincent
That was actually going
to
to
stay relevant?
say what you think. Coordinate.
I wouldn't say that. What I can say, what have been working for me is I just be myself, you know? I just be myself.
But
I'm
then you
weird.
also have a strong camp that's backing you as well. So do you think that also
Yes,
plays a
it
big
helps.
role? Uh-huh.
I mean, yes, I would say, especially for persons just coming onto the music scene, you need to have somebody who would be in your ear telling you, Angelique, this is what you look for. X, Y, and Z is the case. This is how it works. Because when I had just started doing music, I ain't know about copyright and registering music and split sheets and all this kind of stuff. I was never studying that. And mind you, there are people on the music scene who would take advantage of that. And
Yes.
at the
Yeah.
end of the
Yes.
day, you can't feign ignorance. Ignorance is not an excuse for somebody who's coming into music. You need to take responsibility and do your own research, yes, but it always helps to have that push and someone who would have your back in that regard. For me, that just happened to be Rashid and Rajiv, and mind you, they have been my good friends for years before I even started to do soca. We have been friends, so that was the plus for me. And I wish everybody who started music, would have that backing as well because it really does help. It helps people to not take advantage of you.
So I want to ask this question because I know Shamar is burning to ask something, but I want before he does
That
that.
sounds horrible.
How you get this?
Burning.
I'm sitting on here watching the conversation.
You mentioned something about the Raga Soca Monarch. So I had on Friday we had the CEO of CDC here in the building on Friday, and one question that has come up even for Trinidad, that the Soca Monarch plays no integral role in an artist's career. Would you agree or disagree to a statement like that? So if tomorrow Rodney says, I'm not doing Soca Monarch or Raga Soca, do you feel that may impact artists in St. Vincent in a negative way? Or
I mean,
we need this platform in order to showcase who we have?
yes, yes, that was exactly what I was going to say because even though I live in St. Vincent and I try to market myself in St. Vincent, there are still people who does not know about Angie Maya, but they may be fans of another artist and they come to the show to support that artist. And by me being there on that show, they're now discovering this is who Angie Maya is. So I do think that it can be used as a platform to showcase the talent in the country, not only just for the artists in the country, but also for people who are streaming the shows, because there are lots of people from the Caribbean who are in the States, they're in the UK, and they stream a lot of the Vincy Mass events online. So, I mean, it would have a negative impact. As much as we have a lot of the social media and what's not going on, a lot of people, they tune in to see the shows that CDC hosts.
Good answer. I like that.
Facts.
Who wants to ask a question? I have a ton more, but if
I
I'm
mean,
opening it up to you
since I'm
guys.
burning, you go ahead.
You don't put Shamari on the spot already.
Yes,
So.
you can't say burning. You can't say I'm burning. So I just say it. I mean,
Fatta bun, man.
you can't say-
Fatta bun.
No, go ahead, man.
You can't say I'm burning. I guess my question kind of goes to the integration of soca to different parts of the Caribbean. How eager are you to really get out there? Or let me phrase that question differently. Do you have any intentions, or does your team have any intentions, like for you to get out to some of the other islands, Trinidad, big up Rashid, because he's always sent me music. I was just saying in the chat, like I thought Wasteman was one of the biggest tunes on that rhythm from last year. I really, really love that rhythm. So, like, what's the intention in terms of your ability to probably go to the other islands and do music? Is that something that you see yourself doing in the near future?
Oh, yes, even now. And I would say kudos to my manager, Mr. Rashid Sutherland. I know he in the chat right now. He
You know, tell me
always
about go burn
he
curry and thing. I don't know why. I don't know why.
he he markets all of his artists. He markets all of us extremely well. So for me, I have a full-time job now. I am not like there all the time to say, oh, post my music, hey, send my music to this person, reach out to this person, the networking, the marketing, all of that happens behind the scene. He is the man who is responsible for all of that.
Right.
So, I mean, we always have intentions because you see, soca is not just a Vincy thing, soca is not just a Trinidad thing.
Facts.
Trinidad is more so is a music. So it's always worldwide. Like some of the people who you would think they don't hear soca. When In the Water blew up in 2022, it was playing in Japan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like who would have thought that Japan is listening to soca music? You
Yeah.
understand? So it's just to see how far your music can actually reach. And for me, I would love to know that people who don't even speak the same language as me is enjoying my product, which is the
Yeah.
music. The music that I write and my voice, that's a product that I'm selling to them. So to know that, everybody can enjoy and benefit from it in some sort of type of way is always a pro. It's always a plus.
Yeah.
So I'm always looking to spread my wings.
I have a quick follow up to that. You just said, that you have a full time job, and I know for all of us here that have full time jobs and try to be in that creative space, how difficult it could be. Talk to us about, how you've been able to manage having a full time job and still be able to put in time to curate
Do music.
the creativity that you want to create through music. Yeah.
Well, for me, people make time for what they want to make time for, basically. So, my full-time job, love my job. I have great colleagues and I have a great manager and I have a great relationship with those people. And
Right.
for example, last year when I had found out that I was selected to go in for the Raga Soca Monarch, the manager at the time, I went to her and I was like, again for Raga Soca Monarch, I have been expect to, but such and such is the case. Could I have this day off to do X, Y, and Z? Would you be open to sponsoring me into getting X, Y, and Z done? And they were very open with it. So
Right.
even
That's
though
really
yes, you have a
Okay.
full-time job, it's always a plus to have a great working relationship with the people them who you spend majority of the time with, because it would play into your music. Because for example, I have a full-time job, but I'm a crappy employee. I can't go
Right.
ask for the day off.
Right.
And then that would directly affect my music. But
Right.
even before then, there are times when I would come home from work in a van in my work clothes to the studio to record.
Wow.
So it's more so
Dedication.
about not having an excuse. You make it a priority because it's something that you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just have to find your own balance. And if music is something that you want to do, you would make the time for it. No excuses. So what if you're tired? Go to the studio.
True.
Love it.
Yeah.
True.
Love it.
That's the energy.
How was your very first experience hearing your song in the van traveling?
It's made me feel weird, I ain't gonna lie to you. Especially if there are people in the van who know that that's your song, they all them just turn around and watching you like, say no, it's me. You don't have to stay.
I don't think a lot of people
Yeah.
realize how important van culture is for songs around
It,
the
Yeah.
carnival
Yeah.
season.
Listen to me. I was having this conversation with somebody just the other day about Vincy Van culture, right? Now, as much as there's a talk surrounding how they are very lawless and they do whatever they want, I love Vincy Van culture because sometimes when I late, the man don't pass my gap. The conductor push out the head through the window. Miss, you go in, the van reverse. Why can't you go and get that service?
And you get in there on
Why can't
time,
you
you're
go?
really late still.
Exactly. I go town and I make some groceries. The bags that I can't carry, but I live up in the gap. Who going to drop me up in the gap? The same van man them. I'm not bashing them. I'm not bashing them because they don't have to. They could leave you at the bus stop, which is where your destination is. But some
Right.
of these guys, they go out their way for you. I mean, I love the culture. I have not seen that in any other country per se. They just leave you at the
Well,
bus stop and that's it.
Yeah,
If you're
pretty
not
much.
on the bus stop and the bus pass, that's it. You have to wait until the other one comes.
She right. You know.
You're right.
You
no
never,
joke.
never seen Nadia Baxter in a maxi in Trinidad.
You never see that. You see Patrice in the back.
You see
Boy.
Patrice in a bus. Come on, man.
You might see Nessa.
You might.
You might see Nessa.
No, Nessa like that. Nessa like that.
And
yeah.
Lady Lava, you
And
might
yeah,
see them.
yeah.
Yeah. But that's Zest culture.
culture,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to experience within your career?
Ooh. I want to experience touring and traveling. For right now. For right now. Touring, traveling, I want to experience the culture. I want to experience being on the stage and see the crowd doing this to my music.
Nice.
I want that feeling. I mean, the money and all of that, everybody go tell you, oh, I want to make a living off of this. I want to make this my life. But I just really want to see people enjoy what I'm doing. That would make me content, if I'm being honest.
You say you're an introvert, but you want to be you are an artist. So tell me, do you get nervous when you perform on a big stage?
Every single time. I will be fine before the performance, but right before I go on the stage, like that 5 minutes, when the mic in my hand start to sweat and I could barely hold the mic in my hand. But I had to get out, you know? So nobody would ever know. Nobody ever knows.
So your voice doesn't get raspy like, ah. It's
Nope.
good to go.
Nope.
That's good.
Don't
My pride is too strong because anyhow I slip up on that mic, I'm going to be a meme. And I can't let that down.
You see, that's what I mean. That's what you're worried about.
I like that.
This is the era of social media.
she's
You
right,
don't
though.
look at
She's
anything that
absolutely
goes
correct.
on social media.
Big facts.
listen. Ain't nothing wrong with
I would suck that up. Absolutely
ain't nothing
not.
wrong with being nervous. And as many years I've been playing music, I say it freely. Sometimes when I get on stage, right before I get on stage, I just always feel like I want to go toilet.
That's so rough, my boy. Because you gotta hold it for a whole hour.
You know what's crazy? The first 5 minutes, I feel like I want to go toilet. Like, damn, bro. You have to stand up stiff. But then after a while,
Can't even bounce too much.
if you attack your but after like 10, 15 minutes or whatever time it takes, when they get into it, it's like, yeah, boy, you're free. I could jump.
The whole second, a whole different thing.
Don't feel no way about that. I think everybody, even the most confident looking people, this have
Nerves.
some moment of nerves. Yeah.
Stage
One
right.
question, like, so come on, like you performed last year, like, do you like drink anything before you perform, or it's just straight water and just
Vibes.
yeah?
I could be honest.
Yeah.
Of course.
Trust me.
You might go viral, but
No
go ahead.
judgment. No, actually, a lot of people think drinking cold water or water before your performance is good. On the contrary, me personally, my own personal opinion,
Personal.
um, I feel like if you're to drink anything, at least like be like an hour or two before you warm up and all of that. You don't want to cool back down your voice before you go to perform. However, there have been times when I've taken a shot of sunset to just loosen up myself.
That's what I wanted to hear you, man.
I was expecting to. I was waiting for it. She was going good. I was waiting for it. I said, I shot that quick shot of sunset. I know that.
Two glasses of Johnny Walker quick.
Skin get hot one time.
Johnny walking away from the sunset. Johnny walking.
Johnny walks out.
He walk away from the sunset.
Yeah.
Different. I ain't taking no shot on no sunset, man.
You a liar. You the king
man.
of sunset. I don't even want to hear
I
you.
would drink it too, but now I'm fat boy.
So what are you looking forward to most for Vincy Mass 2025?
Because of the year I had last year, I feel like there are more people looking forward to my music. So I'm really excited about what I have to release because I really do have some good songs to release. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm hyped about it.
Oh, yeah.
um,
How much more do you have to release?
some
Two
more.
more?
Manager on
Yes.
here. A manager
You're
on
living
here.
on here right now.
Careful, Rushy. Say this course you're playing now.
You know what? Let me stick a pin
Heavy
in
on here, I
it.
know.
Let me stick a pin in it right there and then
Come
take a
back.
pause and come back with it.
We're going to take a quick pause and come right back. And we'll ask the same question again. Stay there.
Michelle Borrell Media Limited presents Brand New. This program was launched in 2020 after 15 years of crafting and offers a holistic approach to personal development. Brand New by Michelle Borrell Media Limited goes beyond marketing and branding, always delivering more than expected by our mentees. Be empowered through this one-day workshop with modules on mindset building, effective communication, broadcasting essentials, fundamentals of public speaking, discovering your personal brand, mastering manifesting, and networking. For more info, visit the website www.michelleborrellmedia.com. Wake your dreams up with Brand You.
Welcome to Soul Vision Wellness. We're here to offer compassionate, affordable therapy to underserved communities. Our mission is to provide accessible, understanding mental health support tailored to your needs. From one-on-one therapy to group sessions and community workshops, we're here to help you thrive. Visit www.soulvisionwellness.com to start your journey with us today. Soul Vision Wellness, where we create pathways to healing for every voice on every journey.
I grew up on a corner just like yours. I jog these streets. I go to a bodega that looks like the one you go to. I bike in the park. I drive my kids to school in the morning. I am a New York City police officer. I'm just like you because I am one of you. I am a proud New Yorker, showing off how much I love this city by wearing my heart on my uniform. Step forward and take the exam to become a New York City police officer. Show everyone that you don't just say you love New York, you live it. Visit nypdrecruit.com to sign up today.
You're going real good. Karaoke with Super K.
Rhythm. Jiggy, bro. Like,
What you stop for?
chop.
It was going good.
If you see the facial expression you're getting right now.
This guy.
All right. So yes, we're gonna pick up where we left off, fellas. And Angie, you could finish off your answer.
I don't remember what the question was.
I don't either. I was hoping you did.
How many tunes do you have to release
She
again?
said two.
And then you asked if she was sure.
Oh yeah. And then I was gonna ask, is it power or a raga?
I had like 4 songs to release.
Hey. See,
Multiply them,
wow,
boy.
wow, 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 wow. Okay, okay. So
Song got EP.
We'll wait patiently. So the next question I have to ask, and I asked this question with CDC committee here too. Do you feel we are now in Easter, and historically in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Easter time is when you hear the most raga, right? From Easter all the way down to maybe say the end of May going into June. But these
Yeah.
days, you hearing raga and what seems to me some power competing with the raga.
Right.
So do you feel as an artist that the raga window is kind of dwindling? And I asked this question last year and you was looking at me like I was nuts. But then after a while you understood where I was coming from. Do you feel the raga window is dwindling in St. Vincent and we need to find a way to respect the time frame of what we used to have before, or it's evolution and we just have to belly up what comes?
Partially evolution, and I would explain to you why I said that, right? So the reception to a raga soca is good. The reception to a power soca is great because, and I don't want to speak for all Vincentians, but for the Vincentians I know, right? They like a nice raga soca, no problem. They could wind up in a nice all-inclusive fete, rub down the weave, the hair and whatnot, have a good time. But the party starts when a power soca come on. So you would always have that kind of competition with raga and soca, and that's just based off of a preference. And it's not just a one person preference, it's a
Majority.
people majority preference. Because for example, look at the songs I released last year, Wasteman as opposed to Jam Day. People like Jam Day. Jam Day is a nice song,
It's a
but people
beautiful song.
gravitate the most to Wasteman because Wasteman is a more of a Wasteman, the man who as opposed to Jam Day. So I guess it's more so evolution because when I was younger than I am now, when I was younger,
She said, "Girl,
when I was younger than I am now, we used to have more of an appreciation for the slower tunes. But I find as I grew older and older, the appreciation is now shifting to more of the power soaker instead. I mean, I still feel like we should have more of an appreciation for the raga. We shouldn't just douse it out. But I mean,
So I want to add to that, to what you just said. I think going forward, we need to take it back to basics because raga is where St. Vincent is where raga came from. And I think we need to appreciate what we have because if we continue down this road, we will see less and less of raga, and raga will be like a thing of the past. Look at how calypso is treated. Nobody really want to study calypso. Calypso is now classified as old people music.
Old
It's
people
terrible. It's terrible. When you get old, when you mature and you understand the concept of music and the history behind music and what calypso stands for, you start to appreciate what it is. Because I used to hate pan, I'll tell you that now. But now my son is playing pan and I'm around pan and I understand what pan is, the history associated with it. And this is our culture. So I would say, and I know your manager's listening, so I'm going to say this to him too. I would like to see us find a way that we can have our people appreciate raga and want to consume it more as opposed to the power. And I know there's ways, and it's a deeper dive of a conversation, but it's something to think about. Like, instead of releasing that power 2 to 3 weeks earlier, let's hold that back a little bit. Let's give raga a little breather, and then we come in with the power a little bit
Even if-
after.
I don't think releasing is the issue because like
It's the people.
look at
Reception.
Yeah.
Problem and put out at least 2 different rhythms, 2-3 rhythms. You understand? There's a lot of raga right out. I could tell you.
I know.
Right now I have like 60
And I'm not hearing it on the
songs.
radio like that.
See,
I'm not
that is
hearing it on
where
the radio like
problem
that.
is. All they got to do is just dedicate time and just play some raga, bro. You know the power soca's gonna get played in the parties, the juves, all the upcoming events them for sure, right? So you don't have to play that so much on the radio. Give the raga the strength because you're barely hearing it.
But do you feel it's more of, and I want to ask the artists that as well too, do you guys feel it's more of individuals just leaning into the culture that is now the predominant culture for the island, which is the power soca?
That was always there. Power was always a big thing for us.
Right. But instead of looking at it as, okay, we released Raga earlier, which I totally understand both of your points of view. But instead of looking at releasing, Raga earlier, if the island is known for power soca, right? Power soca.
That's what they're going to gravitate to.
I always remember having that conversation with Skinny Fabulous when he had released Mashup International.
Right.
I say, boy, that tune big in St. Vincent. Why ain't sing it outside? Because nobody outside want to hear that. But in St. Vincent, power is it. Right. So do you think it's more because people are leaning into the power soca now?
I mean, yes, because majority of them big power soca hits that you hear and that you've heard was either written by a Vincentian or is a Vincentian song.
Yeah,
facts.
So as much as we're known for raga soca, power soca is Vincy.
Yeah.
Both of them
And
is.
I said that with no water in my mouth. Every single, almost 80-90% of the power soca that you hear that can really have a crowd bouncing like that, it was either written by a Vincentian or it's being sung by a Vincentian.
That is true.
No doubt about that.
I would never take away nothing from that.
So Rashid has responded. I think it's a case where we need more raga artists.
Facts.
The new artists focusing more on power. If 2 or 3 raga rhythms get released and 20 or 30 power rhythms get thrown out there, it's a major imbalance. I agree with that.
I agree with that.
The radio stations get pressured to play local, but if they don't have enough, which I noticed too, if they don't have enough local raga that sounds good to play, that is the problem. But you guys sometimes, not you, but sometimes they play in trash power soca too. I'm going to say it out loud.
Oh, brave,
sometimes
man,
they do play trash soca.
They will go
and go for it and rotate it and wheel it 10, 20 times. And you're like, but this is real trash and you saying this is something?
Especially Booyah and them.
You know, I say this all the time.
Bro.
I say it all the time. Vincy, people love strippiness.
No, we have to accept that.
And it's the truth.
We like
strippiness.
I would never say that out loud.
I would never say that out loud. I would never say that out loud.
They like strippiness.
Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Girl, I don't care if you have a man. Yeah, man. Strippiness, bro.
Rashid said you could play trash power, but you can't play trash raga. It's true. With untuned vocals.
That's a good point.
That's an actual good point. That is a good point.
That's a real good point.
It takes a lot more effort to make a raga soca.
It does.
It takes.
That's why a lot of artists just run away from it because, bro, you gotta make sure your vocals tune, you think mix and mastered properly. It's a lot,
and it makes sense.
And the writing too.
And you, Angie, said you prefer raga over power, correct?
I do.
You do. And
Well,
I
she
think
came from an R&B
Because
background.
it helps the artists to showcase more of their writing skills, their
And
storytelling
versatility.
skills. Yeah.
I agree with that. So
Because I don't just want people to know me for writing gimmicks. I am actually a good writer. You know, raga helps me express that, unique
That side
writing
of
skill
you.
that I have. Yeah.
I like that. Oh wait, Rashid, I'm gonna your boss going in here.
Yeah.
What we talking about? We speaking right now.
Let me read. The issue with the raga lies with the DJs and the play for forward culture that is developing from the DJs, that the DJs don't play new music or good music, and they play hype music to make a name.
Right.
A lot of the producers and engineers don't spend as much time as we do tuning vocals and
facts.
mastering properly.
That is
So
facts.
raga has a higher entry call-in. Delete this before them boycott your music.
I'm getting really tired of this DJ slander.
But you see,
Whole
Malik
month.
was here. Malik from Trinidad was here, and and there's a clip on my page where he pretty much echoed the same sentiment that it really goes down to the DJ, because the DJ is what's feeding the audience, and so when they go out to these events, they're looking for this kind of music.
Whole month again slander, you know.
But when did you do that? So trust me.
Malik slander me. Trebly slander me. No, who said? I want to say exactly who said, because I want to call him directly.
Angie didn't slander you.
It's a ra.
No, Rashid.
Matter of fact, I can give you your flaws right now
Not
because
Sarah.
you see Saturday gone there, boy. I hear some tune me in a long time, boy. It's a real Vincy.
Oh, Saturday.
Soca.
We're gonna
Big
get
up
into
for
that because
bro.
I don't want to keep it here too
Big
long.
up for that. Real.
So, Angie, I just want to say I have no more questions. I don't know if the fellas have. Oh, do you have any upcoming shows you want to mention before we head out?
Sorry?
Do you have any upcoming shows you want to mention?
What do you mean?
Any shows that you're going to be performing at?
Oh, I'll be at Worst Behavior. I confirm all these things. I don't keep track of them.
So
I'm
okay.
horrible. But I mean,
Outside is carnival.
off the top of my head, because Carnival so far away. Worst Behavior, Overdose, and I don't know. But I will post them on my social media, you know.
What's your socials?
That's what I was going to ask now.
Right. So my Instagram, Facebook, Angie Maya Music. Yes. Angie Maya
GMGG.
Music, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Angie Maya Music. Same name across all platforms.
Anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, my manager, big up Rashid, big up Basra Records,
Hey, now,
big up my producer,
I
big
have
up
a
my
picture.
producer, the man behind all the hits, doing all the hard work. Just as much as Rashid doing the hard work, Rajiv, Sarah, doing all of the hard work as well. Big up everybody in the camp, Gio, Kelly, OG, big up Rumlad with the same Corey me one and go say the other one. But
I
big
have
up
a
everybody on the
picture.
team.
I have a picture of Rashid when Rashid been sleeping on the boat that for a while ago,
Are you serious?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I'm just
Lord.
waiting for the proper time to release that
If
picture.
you ill, I hope you're listening good to that one too.
Next time you get tape up your iPad about it.
Mouth open more kind of thing. Head back.
So Angie, before you go, we usually flip the interview over and we let our interviewee ask a question to us. So if you have any questions, you can ask each of us one question, the same question or different questions. It's up to you.
Okay. So you, Shandy, do you think you guys play enough of local Vincy artists on the radio station?
On my program, hell yeah.
Don't watch me, she ask you.
On my program, yes, I would say so. On GMGT, I would say so, yes, because the station manager is very big. He's from Grenada. Shout out to the Voice of God. He's from Grenada, and he really every morning he'll play.
Vogue.
He'll play.
Big up
He'll-
Vogue.
That's it, no, Vogue.
He'll play Grenadian music, Vincy music, Martinique music. He tries his best to play everything under the sun, not
New
just
music
Trinidad.
too.
So I would say here at GMGT, we try our best to play as much local as possible. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't want to hear any and everything. And if I find something's pretty off, I will call the artist and say, did you master this? I will ask the question.
Respect.
I will ask those questions. And I'll say, well, this is kind of sounding off here. Thank you for your piece. But, let's talk about this a little bit more. I'm one of those people, like, I don't want anyone to push anything out there and then people are bad talking them. Like, I'll be the one to actually give sound advice or talk to the management if they have management. So, yes, to answer your question, yes, we do play local here.
See her, she'd say the chat. Shandy, just hunt him down.
Thank you.
Hey, that's all I wanted to know.
Oh, okay. So, again, please pass your social media handles so our viewers can follow your beautiful face and listen out for you some more.
Yes, ma'am. You can follow your girl Angie Meyer at Angie Meyer Music on Instagram, Angie Meyer Music on Facebook. I don't really use Twitter, but it's Angie Meyer Music on Twitter as well. Feel free to join my channel, tune into my YouTube, Angie Meyer Music. You listen to some of my old songs, some of my new songs, and stay tuned for more music.
So I want to say thank you so much, Angie. It was a pleasure having you here tonight. Are we your first interview ever, or you've done interviews before?
I have, but not like video. Not like
Okay.
this.
Oh, that's why you like, is this on video? Yes, it's on video. I'm sad your manager didn't tell you that in advance. Real wickedness. But I would say you did a very wonderful job. Very wonderful job. There are some people we interview where we fighting to get answers out of them, and you made this very smooth and fun and interesting. So I really, really appreciate your time. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person in St. Vincent when I come down for Carnival. I hope you enjoy your Easter and keep pushing out them hits like you've been doing, girl.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Take care, boo.
Later.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.